Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we will continue with our series of Quant CAT 2025. In this, we will start with geometry, and today is the first session of this. So, let's try to solve varieties of questions in geometry and see how the properties are used, which formula to use whenever required, and how we can improve in geometry topic. Now, geometry topic, when it comes to CAT or ZAT, they are not extremely important, but they are important if you really need to cross that obstacle of 98, 99 percentile. You can expect 3 or at most 4 questions from geometry, not more than that, if the pattern of CAT is going to remain same as that of 2024. Okay, so let's look at the first problem of the day. Let ABC be a right angle triangle with BC as the hypotenuse. Lengths of AB and AC are 15 kilometers and 20 kilometers respectively. The minimum possible time in minutes required to reach the hypotenuse from A at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour is. So give this a try. Let me know in the chat what answer are you getting. Anyone? So we need to reach A from the hypotenuse and we need the minimum possible time. Now the minimum possible time will happen if you're looking at the shortest distance, which is nothing but the perpendicular distance, which is AD, right? So if you look at the two sides of this right angle triangle, it's 15 and 20. If we simplify this, this is going to be 3:4. So which triplet are we supposed to use here? The triplet is 3, 4, 5. So if I make it 5 times each of the numbers here, 3 becomes 15, 4 becomes 20, and 5 becomes 25. So the largest side is nothing but our hypotenuse. So the length of the hypotenuse is 25 kilometers. Length of one of the perpendicular sides is 20. The other side is 15. What is the length AD? How do we calculate it? The height, the third height in a right angle triangle, it's given as product of the two altitudes and bases and divided by the hypotenuse. So this is going to be 300 by 25, which will be 12 kilometers. So this length AD is 12 kilometers. Now, if somebody is going to cover 12 kilometers at the rate of 30 kilometers per hour, how many minutes will that person take? 30 kilometers in 60 minutes, right? So 12 kilometers in double the minutes, 24. Right, Pranesh? Correct. So I'm saying that speed is 30 kilometers per hour. So that's 30 kilometers in 60 minutes. If you pay attention to the numbers, speed, the distance, jitna bhi hai, uska double hai number minutes mein. So if I have to cover 12 kilometers, so 30 into 2 is 60, 12 into 2 is 24. So I'll take 24 minutes. So there were two parts to this problem. One was to figure out the triplet so that we can calculate the hypotenuse. And once we have calculated the hypotenuse, how do we calculate the third height in a right angle triangle? Now, if you're thinking, why am I saying third height? So if I have a right angle triangle, which is the first height? First height is this one. This is the height. Which is the second height? Second height is this one. This is the second height. The third height is this one. So in a right angle triangle, out of three altitudes, though we already know those altitudes. Those are those two perpendicular lengths or the sides of the triangle. Third one का ये formula. We know the two heights, right? 15 and 20 को पता है. तीसरा चाहिए. Right, Pranesh. Correct. Let's look at the next problem. Give this a try. Uh, Archit, if you are specifically looking at finance, BIFS, right? So I would suggest you should check out TopMe. One reason is what you stated, right? You have got the number of seats have been doubled. So going by the current job opportunities that are available and what will happen in the next 2 years, nobody has any idea. So prefer a scenario where you are not already under pressure to excel or to do much better than what normally or usually you should. So I think you should pick TopMe here. Is this what you also want? ठीक है. So second year में ले लेना. Change the core. Excuse me. If you want finance, if you want BFSI, go for it. Excuse me. Okay. Let ABC be a right angle triangle with hypotenuse BC of length 20 centimeter. If AP is perpendicular in BC, then the maximum possible length of AP in centimeter is. So again, this has to do with right angle triangle, right? Hypotenuse is BC and this is A and this is 20. Now, if we draw a perpendicular from A onto BC, and let's call this point as B, then what is the maximum possible length of AP? So there are two ways to look at this, right? The one that we saw that this is going to be length into breadth upon hypotenuse, right? So we can do that. Or what we can do is think of this as a circle and then there is this diameter. I hope you are aware that in a semicircle with a triangle where one of the sides is the diameter, it always subtends a 90 degree. Now in this, if I drop a perpendicular, this is the length I will have. In this, if I draw another right angle triangle, then this is the perpendicular that I will have. In the same one, if I draw another right angle triangle, this is 90, and this is the perpendicular that I will have. So we can see that these all are going to give us the same right angle triangle with the same hypotenuse length of 20, which is the diameter. But the altitudes on those hypotenuses, they are of different lengths. The largest will happen when this length is equal to the radius. So if 20 is the diameter, 10 is the maximum length we can have. Or this altitude is half of hypotenuse. So D becomes our answer. Harjit, of course, it depends on you. No doubt about it. Give your best. Good luck for your future endeavors. Third question. Let D and E be points on sides AB and AC respectively of a triangle ABC such that AD is to BD is 2 is to 1 and A is to C is 2 is to 3. If the area of the triangle AD is 8 centimeters square, then the area of the triangle ABC would be how much? So we are told that ABC is a triangle. Now we have a point D on AB such that AD and BD, they are in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So we are told that this is 2, this is 1. Then we have a point E on AC such that AE is to EC, sorry. This is given as 2 is to 3, right? And then we are told the area of the triangle ADE, this is 8 centimeters square. What is the area of the entire triangle? So let's forget about 8 centimeters square. What we do in such questions is area of triangle A. So area of triangle ADE is going to be product of the two sides that you see. And area of triangle ABC is going to be product of the area of the two same corresponding sides that you see. One side is 3, another is 5, right? This is the ratio that we are talking. Where did this come from? It comes from area of a triangle is half AB sine theta, where A and B are any two sides of a triangle and theta is the angle between them. Well, as per the question, area of triangle ADE is not 4, but rather 2. Since it's in ratio, area of triangle ABC would not be 15, but rather 30. That's it. You multiply the two sides that you see, and you get the area. Right? Okay. Next one. In a triangle ABC, BCA is 50, D and E are points such that this happens, F is a point. So in degrees, how much is that going to be equal to? So 100 degrees, 80 degrees, 96 degrees, 72 degrees. Let's draw. So we have a triangle which is ABC, and we are told that at C we have the angle as 50 degrees. Now D is a point on AB, and E is a point on AC, such that AD is equal to DE. So let's say these are the points. And we are told that AD is equal to D. Equal sides should be represented by equal number of cuts, right? Now, if F is a point on BC, says that BD is equal to DF. Then angle FDA is going to be how much? So we are asked, what is the angle we are supposed to see here? Right? Pranesh, if you are there, others, go ahead, give this a try. I'll tell you two ways to solve this. एक generic way है where we keep on thinking as to which property to use, what equations to write. दूसरा common sense वाला approach. So first one, if this is going to be x and if this is going to be y, can we say that x plus y should be 130 degrees? How? We are looking at triangle ABC. Triangle ABC में sum of all the interior angles should be 180, out of which 50 is already taken by C. So the sum of the other two should be 130. Now, if that is x, this is also going to be x. Why? Triangle AD is an isosceles triangle. BDF, again an isosceles triangle, so this is going to be y. Right? If that is y, how much will this angle be equal to? 180 degrees minus y. Q. Sum is 180. What angle will this be? 180 degrees minus x. Now, if you look at the figure, which is going to be FDEC, sum of all the four angles should be 360 degrees, because in a quadrilateral, sum of all the four interior angles is 360. So basically, we are saying Z plus 180 degrees minus y plus 180 degrees minus x plus 50 degrees should be equal to 360 degrees. If you rearrange it, we will have Z that is going to be equal to x plus y minus 50 degrees. Now, what is x plus y? It's 130 degrees minus 50 degrees, which will give us 80 degrees. So this becomes our answer. Right? Okay. Now, the thing is, do we have any other way to solve this quickly without using equations and variables? Yes, we can do that. So this is how I will try this in the exam. So if we are given a triangle ABC and the angle at C is given as 50 degrees, and then there is a point which is D on AB, says that AD, we have got BCA as 50. So we have got AD is equal to DE. E is a point. Okay, did I make a mistake? Acha. I had taken these two as reversible. So this was basically B ऊपर था. This is B, this is A. So we had AD is equal to DE, and then there was a point F on BC such that BD was equal to DF. Okay. Now, if you look at the options, none of the options say cannot be determined, right? And then we can see that whatever angle A we are going to have at A, or whatever angle we are going to have at B, दोनों मिलकर कुछ ऐसा ही देगा कि we will always get a fixed answer, right? So we can choose any angle at A. Okay? So we know that the total angle is 180, out of which 50 is taken by C. I'm talking about the largest triangle here, ABC. उसमें C में 50 है. Out of 180, 50 is gone. We're left with 130. So let's say I choose 60 degrees here and I choose 70 degrees here. If this is 60, this is going to be 60. right? This is also going to be 60. That is 70, so this is going to be 70. If 70 and 70, 140 हो गया हमारे पास. So this one is going to be 40 degrees because sum is 180. 60 plus 40 is 100. So what angle am I supposed to write here so that we get 180 here at D? 60 plus 40 is 100. ये 80 हो जाएगा. Question is, does it work every time that we can assume value any angle at that point? Yes, in such problems where if you read the question and if you look at the options, it gives us a fairly good idea कि A पे क्या angle है, B पे क्या है, it doesn't matter. If you look at this, sum should be 130. X कितना है, how much is Y? It's not going to change, right? Total 130 है, ये पता. So even if you do not know the proper solution, you can assume the values at the or the angles at the vertices. It works just fine. It's faster. Okay. Next one. Let P be an interior point in a right-angled isosceles triangle ABC. A right-angled isosceles triangle happens to be the one where the perpendicular sides are equal. The hypotenuse being AB. And P is any random point here. So it could be here, it could be here, it could be कहीं भी हो सकता है. If the perpendicular distance of P from each of AB, BC, and CA is 4 under root 2 minus 1, then the area of the triangle ABC is. So we need to find a point P ताकि वो AB से जितना दूर है, BC से जितना दूर है, and AC से जितना दूर है, ये बराबर है. So basically we are talking about the in radius of a right angle triangle. In radius of a right angle triangle, it's given as altitude plus base minus hypotenuse ka half. Now, since this is an isosceles right angle triangle, I can consider the altitude and base, they both to be small a, and hypotenuse will turn out to be root 2a. अगर मैंने इसको इधर put करा, this is going to be a plus a minus root 2a divided by 2, right? So this is going to give me 2 minus root 2 by 2 times a. And as per the question, this is nothing but 4 times root 2 minus 1. है ना? So let's solve this. If I get rid of if I take out root 2 common, so I will get root 2 minus 1 by 2. This is equal to 4. A is also there. Root 2 minus 1. So what we say is root 2 gets cancelled out. Another root 2 gets cancelled out. So we will have A as 4 root 2. That is, this side is 4 root 2. The other side is also 4 root 2. How do we calculate area of an isosceles right angle triangle? So it's going to be half times base, which is 4 root 2, into height, which is 4 root 2. So basically, this is going to give us 16 centimeters square. 16 meters. Or we could have calculated root 2a also. Root 2a is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse ke square ka half is the area of a square. Sorry, area of an isosceles right angle. Right? Okay. Suppose the medians BD and C of a triangle ABC intersect at a point O. So we have a triangle ABC, and then we have the median BD. BD is the median, that means these two are equal, and CE is the next median where these two are equal and they intersect at point O. And we are told that if the area of this entire triangle ABC is 108, what will be the area of EOD? ये area पता करना. So, दो चीजें आपको समझ में आनी चाहिए. पहली चीज, that if I take any triangle in this world. And if I take the midpoints of the sides and if I join them, I get four small triangles. All these four small triangles, they are congruent, as in सबका area same होगा. So if the area is A, it will be A, it will be A, it will be A. Same area. Okay. Second thing, if I have any triangle of this world, and if I draw the medians, the three medians of the triangle, I get six small triangles. The area of each of these small triangles is always same. Are they congruent? Are they similar? कुछ नहीं पता, पर area बराबर. Now, if I superimpose both these triangles, it's going to look something like this. आप equilateral मान लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Right? Now pay attention. The area of this triangle, the area of this triangle, the area at this corner, this triangle, and the area at the center, they are going to have the same area, right? Now pay attention to the triangle at the center. If I look at this particular triangle, the area of each of these is going to remain same. Matlab, if I say that the area of each of these triangles, they are one each. So the area of this central triangle, it's 6. So 6 should be the area of the three triangles at each of the three vertices. We are supposed to get equal areas on both the sides. Right? Now if I compare it with the figure, we are told कि ये area, this triangle's area, is what area of the entire triangle. So if I look at the entire triangle, it's 6, 6, 6, and 6. So 6 into 4, that is 24 centimeters square, is the area of the entire triangle. The area of this triangle is 2 centimeters square. So looking at this, can we say it's 12 times? So what should be the area such that it's 12 times gives us 108? So the area of that region is going to be 9. 12 into 9 is 108. Good, Pranesh. So simply using the median and the midpoint logic, we have solved it, where I do not have to do anything. You can assume ABC triangle to be an equilateral triangle or a right angle triangle. Any triangle that you are more comfortable with, और आप वहाँ values put करके solve कर सकते हो. Since nothing is mentioned that the triangle cannot be equilateral, so since it's a theta question, which means irrespective of whichever triangle you choose, it will always yield the same answer. So how about choosing an equilateral triangle? Right? Another one. From a triangle ABC with sides of length 40, 25, and 35, a triangle portion GBC is cut off, where G is the centroid of ABC. The area of the remaining portion of the triangle ABC is. So we have a triangle ABC where sides have, let's say this one is the longest 40, this is 35, and this is 25. If we see here, it's not a triplets, it's 5, 7, and 8. 5, 7, 8 triplet nahi deta. Okay. Now G is here the centroid. Centroid means the midpoint of the, not midpoint, sorry, the meeting point of the medians. Right? So this is the median. So equal parts. So this is what G is. Triangular portion GBC is cut out. So we are saying that this region is cut out. What is the area of the remaining portion of triangle ABC? If you remember, in the very previous question, we have seen that it divides into 6 triangles of equal area. So we have the area here as 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So can we say the remaining area, it's going to be 4/6 of the area of triangle ABC. So our target is to find out what would be the area of the triangle ABC, right? So 35, 7, 4, 8, 12, 15, 25. Since all the 3 sides are given, we will have to use Heron's formula to calculate the area. So the first step is going to be what is semi-perimeter. It's 25 plus 35 plus 40 whole divided by 2, which is going to be 100 by 2, which is 50. So the area is going to be whole under root 50 times 50 minus 25, 50 minus 35, 50 minus 40, right? So this is going to give us, if we break it down or prime factorize it, 50 is 2 into 5 into 5, 25 is a 5 into 5, 15 is 3 into 5, and 10 is 2 into 5, right? So let's count how many 5s and how many 2s do we have. So we have 1 and 2. 2 2s to 8 2 aa jayega bahar. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 5s. That means 3 5s will come outside. And then we are left with 3 only, right? So the area of the triangle ABC is going to be 25 into 10, which is 250 root 3. So if you look at the options, what we have to do is take care of this root 3, which is going to change it to 2 root 3. This 2 will take care of this. So we will have this as 500 out of root 3. So option 2 becomes our answer. So the best way to go about this was using Heron's formula. Unfortunately, the 3 numbers given to us, they do not fall in any category of forming triplets, Pythagorean triplets, or if we break down 40 into 2 parts such that we get 2 triplets, that was also not getting possible. So this would be the right way to go about this. 12 and 28, 16. It has to be 37, right? 35. No, quite triplet nahi ban raha, unfortunately. So unless and until you do not have enough time on your hand while solving questions like these, stay away from Heron's formula. Use only in exceptional cases. If the paper is going to be exceptional because CAT doesn't give you Heron's formula. But अगर लक खराब है और आपको Heron's लगाना पड़े, तो last में attempt करना फिर question. Don't waste your time right here. A silly mistake in the prime factorization of the 4 numbers 50, 25, 15, and 10. हमारा option match ही नहीं करेगा. Well, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone for joining. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So Mr. Shashank is going to take the next session, which is ratio and proportion 1 of arithmetic on 29th of April. That's the coming Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Okay, it's going to be live on YouTube. So make sure that you press the bell icon or mark your calendar and be present. Anything related to ratio, proportion, or arithmetic, if you guys have any doubt, feel free to ask. And I would like to, with a lot of, joy, I would like to share that this year In IIM Ahmedabad, we have 119 CL students joining, and 107 CL students are joining FMS. Those 119 make almost, not almost, definitely more than 30% of the strength of IIM Ahmedabad this year, right? So make sure that you start your preparation journey with us. Uh, Call, inquire. There is a contact number here for inquiry. Call the concerned person, ask them about the programs, the test series, anything that you wish to consider it, because our test series is closest to CAT. It has been for the past few years now. Few years, actually decades. So that's all for today. Do you guys have any doubt? Anyone? None? So thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.